Roblox Bedwars went from being a relatively small game to dominating the front page in just under a year. But how is this the case? Today, I'm going to be going over the entire history of Roblox Bedwars. It's May 28th, and Roblox Bedwars has just put out their beta release. And with this release came the addition of the squads game mode and free maps. Overall, the game was pretty basic back then. You could only buy a few blocks and weapons at the time, and the best armor was diamond armor. A few days after release, they added the crossbows, and now we've got doubles. So you and your teammate can easily dominate the noobs with the new overpowered crossbow. Then on June 9th, only 12 days later after release, easy.gg added emerald items into the game. Now you can use the emeralds you collect from the middle to buy very strong emerald armor and emerald swords. Then easy.gg decided to add a feature that would change Bedwars forever and would be the foundation for the next upcoming updates. Kits. Now you can pay 400 Robux to own one of the free and newly released kits. The Builder Kit, the Barbarian Kit, and the Farmer Kit. And just a couple weeks later, say hello to two brand new kits. Now we've got the Archer and the Baker Kit. And the Baker Kit can really pack a punch late game. It's super useful for staying alive. However, people were way more hyper-fixated on the newly released Archer Kit, since you could buy a combat crossbow dealing an insane amount of damage. Now, throughout July, we pretty much saw a new kit every single week. Some not so good and some a little bit better. August was a really good month for Bedwars. The player count was high and they had some really great updates. We saw a couple more kits like the Melody Kit, and we also saw custom matches, which is one of the best features they've added into Bedwars. We also got the Grim Reaper Kit, which at the time was the best kit in the game. We also saw some other pretty mid kits like the Vulcan and the Wizard Kit. But then right after August, we got our first major update, the Season 1 Battle Pass. The Battle Pass was a feature that was released on August 27, 2020, and it introduced a new way to get kits and other rewards. During the Season 1 Battle Pass, we saw kits like the Bounty Hunter and the Jade Kit, which are still some of the best kits in the game. It's now September, and easy.gg dropped some more amazing updates like custom match commands and more kits like the Trinity and the OG Spirit Catcher Kit. Also, kit gifting is now a thing, which gave birth to the 1v1 me for a kit trend that we still see to this day. October 2021 was a really interesting month for Bedwars. During this time, they added the Dodo Bird, which is one of the first really weird and whack updates easy.gg would bring to Bedwars. They also added the newly added Lucky Block game mode, which is mine and many other YouTubers' favorite game mode. Double XP was enabled and Season 2 was here. Right at the end of October, easy.gg released Season 2, introducing some more kits. And a week later, they decided to add the Axolotl Amy kit to the game, which is a pretty good kit for the most part. It's one of the more balanced kits in the game, which is pretty rare to see. Then on November 5th, ranked mode was added into Bedwars, which provided sweaty players to queue into games with other sweaty players. And for the most part, this was pretty successful, besides cheaters and broken kits. Then the infection game mode was added a week later, which brought for some great content and was really fun to play with friends. It's now the last month of the year, and Bedwars really needs to make up for last season because, well, it was pretty underwhelming. To start off the month, they added the Freer Kit, which was actually meant to be one of the first kits in the game. Overall, the kit was pretty decent and not many people complained about it. Closer to the end of this month, they added the Season 3 Battle Pass, which most consider the best season in Roblox Bedwars. This was peak Roblox Bedwars. They added some really good kits like the Yeti Kit and the Ares Kit, which are still some of the best kits to use in the game. And overall, people loved this season. It was another one of those amazing updates from easy.gg. During Season 3, they also introduced the feature of enchants. We also saw an introduction to some limited time items, introducing the Void Regent Kit, which was and still is a really good replacement for the Jade Kit. And look, it's 2022 now, and to start off the year, we've got the Golden Scythe and the Golden Bow added to the game, which is a rare item that can be found from Lucky Blocks as a rare drop. The Golden Scythe was a direct competitor to the Rage Blade item, since they both do a pretty similar amount of damage. During January, they also added the Penguin Survival game mode, and a rework of the already existing SkyWars game mode, which I forgot to mention earlier. February was another pretty interesting month for Bedwars, since they added, ducks. Yeah, ducks. However, they also added some rework to Lucky Blocks and some more enchants, which brings more diversity to the game and wait for some really OP combos, which I'll go into later. It's late February, and now Easy.gg would start to slow down the production of kits and start focusing on the game itself. In saying that, the Miner kit was released, pretty similar to the Grim Reaper kit, but instead of consuming souls, you would mine people's statues to collect resources from them. Fast forward to March 4th, which is a day before my birthday, by the way. Easy.gg decided to give me an early birthday present by adding clans into the game. This new feature grants the ability to create a clan, and now you and your clan members can team up and collect XP. A couple weeks later, and Season 4 is finally here. This season was a real game changer because we saw the introduction of the metal detector kit, which was one of the best kits in the game for a really long time. It's April 1st now, and Easy.gg decided to do a little bit of trolling. They added Banana Wars into the game, which added some pretty questionable looking swords. Along with the questionable swords, Easy.gg added some banana related items into the game, mostly trolling items. April seems like one of those really big months for Easy.gg, because on April 15th, they decided to add one of many events to come. They added the Easter egg event to the game, where players could run around and collect free items and emotes by collecting eggs that would randomly spawn around the map. Easy.gg also added grappling hooks into public game modes. Now you could buy a grapple hook for 4 emeralds and grapple around the map. You could even use it as a makeshift ranged weapon if you are skilled enough to use it. April's over now, and it's now May 6th, and this is another one of those pretty interesting updates. Easy.gg for some reason decided to add mini-copters into the game. These mini-copters could be purchased for 6 emeralds, and with this mini-copter you could fully fly around the map, which wasn't overpowered at all, by the way. It's May 14th, and they've added the summer bundle into the game, and this bundle is the first bundle to feature 2 kits. These kits would be the Ember and the Lumen kit. Now, overall, they're pretty decent kit and would replace the diamond sword with a much stronger, much more powerful sword with a couple different abilities. It's May 28th, 2022, and Bedwars was released exactly a year ago. And to celebrate, they added the Capture the Flag game mode to the game. They also added a kit skin, which players could buy for 100 Robux. Season 5 is finally here, and we've got a ton of new kits to try out, like the Lucia kit and the Zephyr kit. And of course, the Cobalt kit. Now, for the most part, this season was pretty good. If you bought the Season 5 Battle Pass, you probably got the most bang for your buck. This season also introduced the Void, which introduced a new armor set and a new sword into the game. The armor set was a tier below the Emerald armor, but was slightly better than Diamond armor. And getting hit with the Void sword would cause the enemy to lose 10 max HP. Also, the full Void armor would cause players to take 0 full damage, completely eliminating the risk of falling from great heights. A couple weeks later, huge Lucky Blocks were added into the Lucky Blocks game mode, which made the Lucky Blocks game mode a little bit more refreshing. Now you could get Void armor from the huge Lucky Block and a ton of other really good gear like Emerald swords and tack crossbows. It's now closer to the end of July, and Bedwars is starting to hype up the newly added Spirit Assassin kit. And the Spirit Assassin kit was a pretty decent kit. However, it was locked behind a pretty pricey paywall. Fast forward to August 5th, yet again, Easy.gg has added another interesting feature into the game. Snow cones are here, and when consumed can graft various different buffs, anything from extra damage to faster break speed. And when inserting an emerald into the snow cone machine, you have a 1% chance of getting a lucky snow cone, which is basically worth 5 regular snow cones. Literally a week later, Bedwars added jetpacks into the game. Well, they actually added backpacks. These backpacks completely altered the mid and late game scenarios, since for just 4 emeralds, you could choose 1 out of 3 free backpack. It's now coming to the end of August, and Easy.gg is teasing a new upcoming event for Bedwars. Since now we're starting to see pirate ships float around the map. What could this mean? Boom, it's now August 27th and there is a new live event. When the event starts, you are meant to shoot a massive pirate ship until the health drains to 0, and then it crashes right into the lobby. And then another pirate ship comes, introducing a brand new kit. This is probably one of the most interesting kit promotions we've seen in Bedwars. On top of the newly released Hannah kit, you can get some pretty cool items for free-to-play players. Free-to-play players can now earn themselves some kill effects and a kit skin. It's now September, and they've added even more stuff to the Lucky Block game mode. Now we have glitched Lucky Blocks. These glitched Lucky Blocks will drop glitch variants of pre-existing items in Bedwars, giving them unnatural abilities, and some abilities are way more overpowered than others. Boom, the long-awaited Season 6 is finally here, and we've got a ton of stuff to go over. We've got a brand new dragon-like kit, and we've got relics. At the start of each match, you can choose between 3 random relics. Each relic grants a team a positive ability. The kits for this season were overall pretty good. I probably wouldn't use any of the kits maybe besides the level 50 kit, since it always grants a powerful ability no matter where you are in the game. And at the time of recording this, we've got 2 mystery kits that are completely unknown to us. So maybe in the future, we're gonna have some more really overpowered kits. And this was the entire history of Roblox Bedwars. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe.